You know someone who goes completely silent when they are in pain. Maybe that someone is you. They do not cry in front of people. They do not explain what is wrong. They do not ask for help. They simply disappear into themselves and handle it alone. Most people around them think they are cold, or distant, or difficult. What they actually are is something psychology has a specific explanation for. And once you understand it, you will never see silence the same way again. The first thing you need to understand is that people who go quiet when they are hurt are not suppressing their emotions. They are protecting them. There is a difference that most people never grasp. Suppression is pushing something down because you are afraid of it. Protection is choosing not to expose something precious to people who have not earned the right to see it. People who go silent have usually learned one specific lesson at some point in their life. They learned that showing pain to the wrong person does not bring comfort. It brings judgment, or dismissal, or worse, it gets used against them later. So they stopped showing it, not because they feel less, but because they have learned to be precise about who deserves to see them at their most vulnerable. The second thing is that silence is not the absence of communication. It is a form of it. When someone who is usually present and engaged goes suddenly quiet, that silence is carrying an enormous amount of information. It is saying something is wrong. It is saying I am processing something I cannot put into words yet. It is saying I need space, but I do not know how to ask for it without feeling like a burden. Most people misread this silence as rejection or indifference. What it actually is one of the most honest signals a human being can send. They are not shutting you out. They are trying to hold themselves together long enough to figure out what they actually feel before they say something they cannot take back. The third thing is what happens inside the mind of someone who goes quiet. The silence is not empty. It is the opposite of empty. Inside that silence, there is a full psychological process running at high speed. They are replaying what happened. They are analyzing every angle. They are trying to understand not just what hurt them, but why it hurt them, and what it means about the relationship and what it means about themselves. This is not overthinking. This is a person who takes their inner world seriously enough to examine it carefully before acting on it. The problem is that this process is invisible to everyone around them. So the people who care about them have no idea what is happening and often make it worse by pushing for a response before the process is complete. The fourth thing is the cost of this pattern. Going quiet protects you, but it also isolates you. The same wall that keeps judgment out also keeps genuine connection out. People who consistently retreat into silence when they are hurt often find that over time, the relationships around them thin out, not because people stopped caring, but because people did not know they were needed. They did not know something was wrong. They took the silence at face value and moved on. The person who went quiet is then left with a pain that was never witnessed and a wound that never fully healed, because healing requires at some point being seen. The silence that protected them also prevented that. If any of this is describing you, then understand this clearly. Your silence is not weakness. Your silence is not coldness. Your silence is the result of a mind that processes deeply and a heart that has learned to protect itself carefully. The question is not whether you should stop going quiet. The question is whether you have found the one or two people in your life who have earned the right to see you in that silence. Because those people exist, and finding them is not a betrayal of your instinct to protect yourself. It is the completion of it. That is what this channel is here to help you understand. Subscribe, because the next video goes even deeper.